Welcome back to Heather the Sunflower Witch. I'm Heather. So this video is kind of an additional video to my new moon magic and rituals that I made a few weeks ago. This is now the full moon, and this is full moon magic rituals and some information about full moon magic. So to begin, I discussed in the previous video about new moon magic and the idea that the new moon is a way for you to fill up things and to bring in your manifestations. For the full moon, we now have the full orb in the sky. It's full, bright, full of energy, and now we need to just release everything. Release the good, the bad, and the ugly. We just release all of it. So what do? We take that little needle and we poke it. And now we're releasing that energy to the full moon so that the new moon will now be empty. So the full moon is centering around, like I was mentioning, releasing. And I think there's something to do with the full moon, that it is releasing good and bad. I know when I first went into the full moon magic, I kind of went in with the mindset that I'm trying to release bad things, and I'm releasing like negative thoughts. And while yes, that is true, it's also releasing, okay, I made this manifestation in the new moon, now it's time to let it go. Now it's not something that I need to harp on. So, whoa. I just accidentally ran into that. So that's something to kind of keep in mind with the full moon, is that it's just releasing everything to start anew. So same thing with the new moon. The full moon can be used with readings, like tarot readings. It can be used with rituals. It can also be used with just energy itself, and also can be used with the different elements, the zodiac signs. Each full moon is with a zodiac sign, which then again goes to which of the elements: water, fire, air, and earth. So let's use the example of a full moon in Leo. This is now a very powerful energetic energy, and now it is time for you to release everything. So how do you go about it? So with this example of the full moon in Leo, you now have like a burn bowl. You have a bowl that you can burn things in. And you take like a note card or a piece of paper and you rip it up to different pieces of paper. And you write things that you want to release. So I want to release my negative mindset. I want to release my negative outlook on my body. I want to release the manifestation of the new job or a new love life. I'm now releasing that to the universe. You take that and and you're going to fold it like away from you, because that is releasing. When you think of releasing, you're thinking of going out, not in. So you do that and you burn it. And now you use the fire energy to burn and release to the universe. Same thing with like water sign. If you used it to bathe off of the energies you want to release or things you want to release. Let's say you take a shower and you have that mindset. The earth, you could think about planting something to release. The air could be used with like incense smoke. Can use many different things. And like I was saying with rituals, you can do different things from candle magic to the burn bowls to using water to making spell jars. This still goes back to it where you can use it for both new moon and full moon. It's just based on the energy. And that's something to keep in mind, is that this is for whatever energy you're using. If you're in the full moon and you have the mindset to release, well then whatever you're doing for ritual is the releasing. And that's also up to you with how you go about going through your craft. You could be more into a give and take type of thing, where during both new moon and full moon, you go through the release and then pull back with attracting. You release and then you manifest. You could be to that, or you could just stick with just releasing during the full moon, manifesting for the new moon. But that is up to you. Now, full moon readings. So for a tarot reading or an oracle reading, your focus in the full moon reading is you're focusing on what you're releasing or what you need to release. And that could be simply of like where you're at right now, what do I need to release, what actions can I use, then how does it affect me later on, this is the result, here are some messages. And perhaps you think about self-care as well during this time, because if it is a period of time where you are releasing a lot, then doing some self-care is a pretty good thing to do. And that's something I forgot to mention in my new moon reading, is that doing a lot of energy work to bring in things could be where you need to do some self-care to like re-energize. So with the full moon, and I was talking about the idea of releasing things and the idea that you're releasing good and bad. Full moon's also a good time in the shadow work realm. If you are looking into something like that, this is not something for, I would say, for the beginners upright. If it is something you think you can do, that's your path. But shadow work is very hard when you're starting to look at something like your past, or you think about your childhood, and breaking those down and healing those wounds. The full moon is a good time for that, because then you're releasing whatever you have been hurt from out to the full moon. Full moon's also a very energetic time, because it has a lot of energy. If you ask somebody who's in the medical field or in the teaching field, like for me, for example, before I was at my current job, previously I was a substitute teacher. When I substitute taught on the full moon days, you could tell the energy was high when it came to things, whether it was like a fight broke out or just no one was paying attention. The energy is up there for you. So the full moon's usually a pretty good time to do that. And I also think the full moon's a good starting point if you are doing moon magic, because the full moon has so much energy that you can use and energetically be with. The full moon's a great time to do that. So back on the ritual field, I mentioned in my new moon reading about doing a letter in the future to yourself of what you've brought in. Well, now if we take that type of thing and like a letter, for example, you're doing a letter in the present talking about what you're releasing. And this is coming in tune with what is going on around. Maybe you've noticed a really bad mindset at work, and you go into details of why you have that mindset, what things accentuate it. This is why you want to release it. This is how it's going to make you better. That type of letter is a good thing to also put out under the full moon and just use it as a way to release. And perhaps the next new moon, when you're bringing it in, burning that letter as the way to release it, or to burn it, your new moon letter as you attracting it. I've done that where it's like I've had the letter and then burn on the next full moon as a way to symbolize everything releasing. So just a few ideas for you to do. Again, the new moon and full moon magic is it's your choice, because not everyone's full moon is going to look the same or have the same magic or do the same thing. And I think something else to put out is that you don't have to do stuff every new moon or every full moon. For example, I don't do it every full moon or new moon. If I feel energetically that I should do something, or let's say I just feel like I really need to, it might not even be an energy, it might just be a me thing, where I feel like I really want to do something. Great. New moon time, full moon time, I go and do it. But it's not every single new moon and full moon. because, you know, we're human. We still do other things. We still go out and go do things. We still also relax. So either way, you can still do those. But this video is just a way to give you ideas and information about the full moon and full moon magic for you, just to help. So if you have any questions or perhaps just ideas down below that you might want to talk about, feel free to comment. Like I've stated before, I don't know all the answers, but if you just want to talk about it, you can feel free to comment. If you're interested in these types of videos, magic-y videos, or perhaps gaming or readings, feel free to like and subscribe, as other videos are going to be coming out. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little video. I hope you have a good day, evening, and night. Bye!